and welcome. You're watching Headlines Today with me, Karan Thapar. An action-packed 30-minute capsule of news, views, analysis, sports and a lot of entertainment. The top focus tonight? Prime Minister Modi's minority pitch. In an interview to CNN, the Prime Minister said that Indian Muslims are patriotic. His move has been widely praised. But is it a masterstroke by him ahead of his landmark trip to Washington, or is it also a strategic political shift by the party after the recent bipole reverses?
He has refused to wear a skull cap, does not hold or attend iftar parties like his predecessors, continues to face flak for the 2002 communal riots in Gujarat, but Prime Minister Modi is now singing a different tune. In an international television interview, Modi has said that the patriotism of Indian Muslims cannot be questioned. Indian Muslims will live for India and die for India. He added that the Al-Qaeda is delusional to think Indian Muslims will dance to its tunes. The BJP, which raised the love jihad bogey, now being questioned whether or not it shares the Prime Minister's school of thought.
क्या उन्होंने अपने साथियों से पूछकर ये कहा है? योगी जी से पूछकर ये कहा है, गिरिराज किशोर जी से पूछकर ये कहा है, अमित शाह से ये पूछकर कहा है.
The BJP coming to the strong defense of Modi's statement. Parties hopping on the boat of secularism, finding Modi's word hard to digest.
Hardliners are questioning Narendra Modi's certificate of patriotism for the Muslims, alleging that it smells of minority appeasement. Certain quarters also maintain since Narendra Modi's next big stop is United States, he is propelling himself as a true statesman. It seems that Modi has now made a transition from being a partisan politician to the Prime Minister who speaks for all Indians. But the big question is, for all those people within his own party who have been questioning the loyalty of Muslims to the nation, will they now take a cue from the Prime Minister? This is Pankaj Upadhyay in New Delhi for Headlines Today.
The 25-year-old BJP Sena marriage seems to be on the rocks. Just 2 days to go for nominations for the Maharashtra Assembly polls, and the two sides are still wrangling over a few seats. It's trench warfare with both sides taking pot shots at each other. As all wait and watch who will blink first in this game, the smaller alliance partners have stepped in.
ये महाराष्ट्र है, यहाँ शिवसेना का ही बात चलेगी और हम चाहते हैं गठबंधन रहे.
Shiv Sena couldn't have made its intentions clearer. The writing on the wall dire enough to send top BJP leaders into a huddle in Mumbai, rushing in to decide on how to tackle a 25-year-old ally. Headlines Today was the only channel to be present on the location.
Many leaders are going inside. We have seen Om Prakash Mathur is inside. He is present in the meeting. We can see that Raju Pratap Rudy is standing outside. He is going inside to the location. Devendra Fadnavis is also present there. Pankaj Munde is also present there. Sudhir Mungantiwar is present there. And this is an important meeting for BJP.
Threat to the alliance serious enough for Prime Minister Narendra Modi to be briefed by Nitin Gadkari, with a very concerned Amit Shah reportedly constantly in touch with those in the meeting, along with voices of conciliation from party leader. The meet ended with BJP digging in its heels, ruling out any compromise, neither on the number of seats nor on the issue of who will be made the Chief Minister, even roping in smaller allies to ramp up pressure on Sena.
We have not said that the alliance is over. We said that we are looking for a formula and an understanding which is comfortable to both the sides and with dignity and prestige.
हमें 18 सीटें नहीं है, कम भी मिलेगी तो हम चलेंगे, लेकिन दोनों में आपका द्वंद्व है, हम ब्रिज के हिसाब से काम करेंगे.
Maharashtra BJP desperately wants to come out of the shadow of Shiv Sena and its big brotherly attitude, and that is why its leaders are in no mood to accept the old formula of 119 seats. The BJP now wants at least a respectable share, which will make them an equal stakeholder along with the Shiv Sena.
Shiv Sena is in no mood to give BJP more than what it gave in 2009, 119 seats. The BJP ultimatum had no effect, nor did appeals by smaller allies. Sena clear that it wants to be seen as the dominant force in Maharashtra, not as a party playing second fiddle to BJP and Modi.
ये तो फार्मूला अंदरूनी फार्मूला है, वो डिस्कस हुआ है, अभी हम जाके उद्धव जी को ब्रीफ करेंगे, उसके आगे चर्चा होगी, लेकिन शिवसेना के मन में महाराष्ट्र का हित है और जो महाराष्ट्र के हित में होगा वही हम करेंगे.
While rejecting Shiv Sena's proposal of 119 seats, the BJP reminded the Shiv Sena of its past of flirting with the Congress and NCP. The tug of war between the saffron allies continues and no solution seems to be in the offing. With Amruta Shedge, Kamlesh Sutar in Mumbai for Headlines Today.
Do politicians have the right to squat in the name of legacy? Ajit Singh needs to answer that one, but in fact he needs to answer more questions as well. Can Jat pride be invoked by cutting off the water supply to all of Delhi? Or is it a fight for political relevance in the upcoming Haryana elections?
For 6 hours, they blocked National Highway 58. Tried to block the Ganga Canal to starve Delhi of all water. And clashed with the police. All because the government stopped water and power supply to 12 Tughlaq Road, the official residence of defeated Member of Parliament Ajit Singh. His home for 36 years that was first allotted to his father Chaudhry Charan Singh. The RLD chief's final attempt to hold on to this prime government property is to demand that it be converted into a memorial for his father.
मैं तो यही सलाह दे सकता हूं नायडू साहब को कि प्रजातंत्र में बातचीत से बहुत सी सारी चीज़ें सुलझती हैं और अगर आप किसी भी व्यक्ति से पूछेंगे और चौधरी साहब के काम के बारे में जानकारी लेना चाहेंगे जो उन्होंने किया देश के लिए तो कम से कम इसमें डिस्कशन करने में तो उनको कोई एतराज़ होना नहीं चाहिए.
The demand could also have something to do with the October 15 state elections in Haryana and Ajit Singh's desperate need to hold on to the Jat vote, for which he has stiff competition from the Congress. But the Urban Development Minister is unmoved and asks why such a demand was not made when the RLD ally, Congress, was in power.
संबंधित विभाग ने यह निर्णय किया है, इसमें कोई राजनीति नहीं है, किसी के ऊपर हमारा नाराजी भी नहीं है, मैं इस सबके साथ मित्रता पूर्वक व्यवहार करता हूं.
The fact of the matter is that since 2000, government accommodations have been allotted only to trusts for a limited period of time. No memorials have been allowed as per the Supreme Court guidelines either. And it is this political standing that will be put to test in less than a month. Bureau Report, Headlines Today.
Now, Lachan's Delhi is already dotted with memorials in the name of former prime ministers, as well as a vast assortment of political leaders. But there are many more who want a piece of prime real estate in the name of one or other legacy.
I'm standing outside the residence of the former Prime Minister Indira Gandhi. This has been made into a memorial trust, and also there is a museum here. In fact, we've seen that this has become a popular tourist destination also. As you can see, there are people coming in from different parts of the country to have a look at the exact place where the former Prime Minister was assassinated, and also there is a museum which everybody goes and looks at. Also, there is an Indira Gandhi Memorial Trust which also functions from this place.
This is the very place, the former house of the first Prime Minister of the country, Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, who stayed here for nearly 16 years until his death in 1964. After his death, this entire place was converted into a memorial. And today, this place is visited on a daily basis by hundreds of enthusiasts because this place houses the world-famous Nehru Memorial Museum and Library.
I am standing outside the Babu Jagjeevan Ram Memorial Trust. Now, this is a Type 8 ministerial bungalow which has been allotted to a memorial trust of Babu Jagjeevan Ram. But as we come here, we find that there is nobody here apart from only a security guard. What we've been given to understand that there is no proper office which has been set up as of now here. Nobody comes here. Just that this entire huge property has been taken over by the Babu Jagjeevan Ram National Memorial Trust.
Three big bungalows were combined to form one single bungalow. And what resulted was this huge sprawling house that has become a landmark in Rakabganj Road. This is the Bahujan Prerna Kendra, managed by Bahujan Prerna Trust. Now, when this bungalow came into existence after the three were combined, there was a lot of controversy. Many political quarters had maintained that this was a gesture of goodwill, a political goodwill rather, that was shown by the UPA government for the support that the BSP had given to the Congress party way back in 2007.
I'm standing at the memorial of former Prime Minister Lal Bahadur Shastri. Once again, this is a Type 8 bungalow which is usually allotted to ministers. But what they've done here is that they've made it into a museum of sorts for the former Prime Minister Lal Bahadur Shastri. As we can see that there are a lot of artifacts here which belong to Lal Bahadur Shastri. In fact, his own car is also here. There are trees which have been planted by him. This entire building here is used as a museum.